let the rhythm hit 'em. Just let the rhythm hit 'em. Cause when you feel it in your soul, lift the sound system. Let's turn it up. Up. A little louder, turn it up. Up. A little louder, turn it up.
It is a pretty hot late summer afternoon here in the South Bay as EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Silicon Valley and Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Cleveland Browns and the San Francisco 49ers. 2 one-loss teams set to lace it up. This ought to be fun, and we're underway on EA Sports. And they will elect to not bring this one out. As our first drive will begin at the 25.
Here we go. Yellow, 43, black ultra.
On play action, Lance sliding out of the pocket. He's got a man, complete. And now off to the races, down the right side. And he's going to be out of bounds here all the way down inside the 10. A huge play there right off the bat. 69 yards. A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door, first and goal. They'll run with Mitchell. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Elijah Mitchell. His second rushing touchdown on the year. And the Niners need just 2 plays on their opening drive to take the early lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. And McGinnis with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. And here's Jakeem Grant from his end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10 at their own 22. Right away, he lost the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. Then he will bring it back to about the 11-yard line. That's probably bringing back nightmares of last week, isn't it?
No doubt about it. Right now, I'm looking over at the coaching staff, and I'm seeing the wheels turning in their heads. And you know what is happening? They're remembering how they started the season in camp.
That is caught by the tight end, Kittle. Touchdown, 49ers. A great effort there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Niners are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one. The extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 14-0. And McGinnis with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. On the return from his end zone is Grant. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down. They begin this drive with Chubb. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
And he's going to have a Browns 1st down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line. On first down, it's Watson. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Fred Warner. And a terrific return as he brings this one all the way back to the 30. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way. And the head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled.
That's good for 28 yards.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball across the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
Mitchell will score. Touchdown, 49ers. So he's had a nose for the end zone here in the early part of this season. 2 touchdowns for him now in this one to go along with the one he had in the opener as well.
Yeah, he certainly finds where the goal line is and finds a way to get across it. But you know who else senses it? The guys that block for him. Because he has that instinct, I think they hold their blocks just a little bit longer.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. On the return from his end zone is Grant. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. If they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. On 4th down, Watson. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Niners take over in terrific field position. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Play action. Now it's Lance. Rolling to his right. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down.
And that's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play.
And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. In for the sack, Myles Garrett.
There's a lot of discussion in the offseason about him having a big year and getting to the quarterback. They held him without a sack in week 1, but how about here? Finally gets his first one of the season.
In the offseason, said he changed his diet, leaner, feels so good this year. Excited to see what type of a season he can have. They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. Flushed out right. Oh, Lance has it knocked free. The ball is loose. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. The 49ers with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter. 21-0 our score after 1.
Ready. Blue 32.
On 2nd and 11 now. Lance. That is caught by the tight end, Kittle. Touchdown, 49ers. A great play there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the 49ers are able to add on to their first half lead. And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. Extra point right down the middle. And it is 28-0. McGinnis just hit the field goal, and now the kickoff. On the return from his end zone is Grant. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Browns drive about to get started. As this offense gets ready here for this drive, Charles, you still wonder about that prior drive. Went for it on 4th down in their own territory, didn't get it, and then that led to a touchdown on the other side.
And I don't mind the aggressiveness. In fact, I'm usually a huge fan of it, but I just want teams to always weigh risk and reward. To me, too early in this game because the reward just wasn't big enough to go for it there in case they failed. Now the pressure back on their offense to pick themselves up and negate the touchdown that was just given up.
And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. To throw is Watson. Bryant has it. Yeah, that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the first at about the 21. So the completion gets him just a yard, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Brandon, a good idea there on 3rd down. Run a little clear out and hope you can get your receiver the ball coming across the formation. Nice design, but well played defensively, and they stop him well short.
They will indeed snap it to Watson. Flush to his right. It's complete. Swings it out to his running back. And he is going to have the Niners first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And now possession's going to go over with a football at the 20-yard line. Meanwhile, Lance's throw pulled in by Kittle. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he could break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Second down and 3. Off of play action, here's Lance. They'll roll him out right. That is caught by the tight end, Kittle. Touchdown, 49ers. A great effort there. On his way to a monster game, 3 first-half touchdowns. And the 49ers have taken a 5-touchdown lead. And we remember, of course, all scoring plays need to be verified upstairs. And I think they're going to at least take a look at this. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes this 35-0 now. The McGinnis with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. On the return from his end zone is Grant. And he returns this to the 22. The Browns drive about to get started.
Here we go. Mike 48. Here we go.
On 1st and 10, Watson. And the Niners get there and bring him down. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Faking the give. Now Watson on the move to his left. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down.
And he's only hit on 2 of his first 6 passes. Time for a quick quarterback regroup here with a big third down coming up.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now it's Watson. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
Let's go. 60 red. 60 red. 43 rail. Mike 50. Edo blue.
Check nickel.
Now a play fake. Lance. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Jadeveon Clowney showing the explosiveness on the sack. Well, on that one, they go with a play fake, CD, but I don't think anybody really was fooled. All eyes were fixated on the quarterback, and they got him to the ground.
And to run this play successfully.
Under pressure, they got him again. Myles Garrett. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Yellow. 43.
Watch tight end right.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Complete to the tight end, Kittle, over the middle of the field. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Townsend to punt it. Back deep, Jakeem Graham. Now a high kick, almost a pooch punt. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. Not good at all. Punt of just 24 yards there. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least 1 practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Watson, off play action, eluding the pressure right. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first. They go up the middle with Chubb. And an anxious moment or 2 there, but they do get him down. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
On 1st down, Watson. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Eric Armstead, the defensive end, will get credited for the sack. So we've hit halftime here in Santa Clara with the 49ers out in front. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Browns going to see the football first, but they trail here as we resume play on EA Sports. On the return from his end zone is Grant. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Browns drive about to get started. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. and now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely, but you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Out of the gun, they run it with Hunt. And not much doing there, maybe a yard up to the 23. Third down now. Those last two plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And now Watson throws another interception. Picked off by Jason Verrett. And the 49ers are going to get it back here just past the 35. And now a timeout called to... Offensively by the Browns. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. And they fake the handoff. Now Lance. Looking for the out route. He's got it. Complete to Kittle. And he is going to have a Niners first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Things looking much rosier for them here in week 2. They work with the lead as they've got it 1st and 10. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
No surprise there, Jadeveon Clowney with a tackle for loss. We all know how he became one of the most famous players in football, though, don't we remember?
Oh, that one play.
Yeah, that one big-time play was on highlights everywhere. They want to see more of that here in the NFL.
Right back to Mitchell on 2nd down. And some room to work. Past the 20. Touchdown, 49ers. Elijah Mitchell, his 3rd touchdown of the game and 4th on the year. And the 49ers have taken a 6-touchdown lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and it is 42-0. McGinnis with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. On the return from his end zone is Grant. Oh, good return up past the 30. Past midfield. Jakeem Grant. And he will score. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Well, he made the right choice by result, but a little bit surprising because now with touchbacks coming back to the 25 instead of the 20, when guys fielded that deep in the end zone, I think most coaches want them to take a knee.
Yeah, it's resulted in more kneel downs. Not right there. Extra point by York is up and good. So they do get 1 score back, but still a long way to go here in the third quarter. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And a short kick taken at about the 16. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is picked up by the Browns. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember
that his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. There he goes left side. And into the end zone. A pick 6 for the 49er D as they score the touchdown. Well, if there was any thought that this thing might turn around for this offense in the second half, I think those thoughts pretty well dashed after that interception return there.
It just has not been a good outing for this unit whatsoever. There's no other way to say it. They've been overmatched, haven't performed to the level that they've needed, and that throw there is just going to contribute to this game getting out of hand.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. The return from his end zone is Grant. And all deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And they will score. It's a 49er touchdown. Austin McGinnis out for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. The return from his end zone is Grant. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Browns drive about to get started. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Letting one fly deep for Cooper. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Jason Verrett. And he'll take this all the way down inside the 40. Well, that is now his 5th interception thrown in this game. And, Charles, you've got to tip your cap to this defense. I mean, they have been so impressive reading these passes, stepping in those lanes, and picking them off.
Yeah, sometimes the best offense is an excellent defense, and they've done exactly that. What do you think, partner? A season's worth of highlights in just 4 quarters? I think that's what we're seeing from this group.
So now factoring in the face mask, here's 1st and 10. Give running right is Mitchell. He will push his way down to about the 14. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
A big part of a middle linebacker's job is being able to take on blocks and then go make plays. But the best ones, they have those big guys in front of them playing defensive line. They'll hold blockers off of them and allow them to flow sideline to sideline and make the big hits.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Right back to Mitchell on 2nd down. He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team Defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
The offense on third down, they've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And the 49ers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Well, I'm sure he likes his performance a little bit better than last week. He had the 3 interceptions here, none in the 4th quarter, and he's got his guys in front.
Guaranteed he put in a tremendous amount of work this week, but maybe the matchup is just better for him. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. It's almost like...
And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. Elijah Mitchell, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the 49ers continue to run up the score. They lead it big here in the 4th. Extra point right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. And McGinnis with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. This taken in at the goal line. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Browns drive about to get started. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Desperation time. Watson on 4th down. Steps away, and he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down. And it'll be a turnover on downs.
Ready?
First down, here's Mitchell. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. 90 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. They'll try to run with Mitchell. And across the goal line into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. Elijah Mitchell taking it in from 2 yards out. And the 49ers have got it on cruise control. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
McGinnis with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. On the return from his end zone is Grant. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Browns drive about to get started. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first. And my goodness, another interception. And the Niners will take over here just shy of the 30. Another great play defensively. They've been sharp on both sides of the ball, Charles, but that interception means that this defense very well keep them down to single digits on the scoreboard in this game.
And that's certainly something to smile about, isn't it, partner, if you're on defense? Because your goal every game is to pitch a shutout, but you and I both know that's pretty unrealistic. But to hold a team below double figures in a game, in an NFL game, that's certainly something to take pride in.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. On 2nd down, here's Mitchell. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Instead of the first, he'll have to go backwards for another 2nd down try.
So if there is a silver lining, though, it stays 2nd down, and they still have an opportunity to pick up a 1st down before they have to start their downs over again.
They try and run on 1st down, but this one going to lose a couple yards as they get him behind the line.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 46-yard line.
Once again, it's Mitchell. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long. On 3rd down, here's Mitchell. And forget that 100-yard rushing game, at least for the moment, as he'll lose yardage here and fall back under the century mark for the game. Here now, Johnny Townsend, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. So they'll accept that penalty, and that'll, of course, move the football up the field. Up the middle, it's Chubb. And some room for him there as he'll take this up to about the 15. A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3. This is Hunt on the draw play. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. One last throw here for Watson. That's out to Chubb, complete. And he is going to have a Browns 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for the Niners, they at least get the win here to earn a split of their first 2 home games. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Dallas Cowboys next week. Meanwhile, for Cleveland, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel up to Detroit to take on the Lions. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Now the same lame player
What you talking that funky, about my face, wearing that monkey, not that might give you life advice.